After the death of Dr. Herbert Wigwe, there have been a lot of debate as to what is going to be the fate of the real estate sector in Isiokpo. Isiokpo is the hometown of Dr. Herbert Wigwe, and it is also the community where the famous Wigwe University is sited. For the past 1 year, Isiokpo have been a choice location for real estate investors who have wanted to invest in the Portharcourt real estate market, and these have been as a result of the Wigwe University that is sited in Isiokpo. It is envisaged that the Wigwe University is going to bring a lot of development to Isiokpo, and as a result, a lot of real estate investors are rushing down to Isiokpo to acquire properties in Isiokpo before the said developments get there. As it is said in the famous real estate quote, find where the people are going and buy the land before they get there. So real estate developers, real estate investors, they are rushing on time to Isiokpo to acquire properties in Isiokpo while it is still selling cheap because of the mighty Wigwe University that is coming up in Isiokpo, and because of the development that is envisaged that the Wigwe University is going to bring to this community called Isiokpo. One reason why the demand for properties in Isiokpo have drastically increased in the past 1 year is as a result of the fact that properties in Isiokpo are still relatively affordable. If you have been following the Portharcourt real estate trend, you will agree with me that 2-3 years ago, the same way people are rushing to Isiokpo to acquire properties, 2-3 years ago, people were rushing to Abara Eche to acquire properties. Why? As a result of the presence of the Rivers State University of Agriculture, which is located in Abara, the presence of the said Polytechnic, Stebamaris University, Youth for Emotion, they are all in Abara, and as a result of their presence, people were rushing to Abara to acquire properties. Before that time, you can get a plot of land in Abara Eche for as low as 300,000 naira, but as I speak to you right now, a plot of land in Abara Eche can be gotten from the range of 1 to 2 million naira. Now, because properties are no longer as affordable as it used to be in Abara, people have now moved over to Isiokpo because Isiokpo seems to be more affordable. And one thing that is driving a lot of people, driving the demand for properties in Isiokpo, is as a result of the presence of the Wigwe University, which is envisaged that it is going to bring a lot of massive development to Isiokpo. Just after the death of Dr. Herbert Wigwe, I was reading a post on Facebook where someone is saying that the demand for properties in Isiokpo is going to reduce drastically because of the death of Dr. Herbert Wigwe. Although to a great extent that person have a point, but is that the real truth? What is going to be the fate of real estate in Isiokpo after the death of Dr. Herbert Wigwe? Before we dive in fully, one question we should ask ourselves is that how desirable was Isiokpo before Dr. Herbert Wigwe cited the Wigwe University in Isiokpo? How many real estate investors, how many real estate developers are in Isiokpo before Wigwe University was cited in Isiokpo? The truth remains that citing Wigwe University in Isiokpo have drastically moved Isiokpo 5 years ahead of where it should be in terms of real estate. But one major thing we should be asking ourselves is Wigwe Investing the only factor that is driving the real estate market in Isiokpo? Now, if Wigwe Investing is the only factor that is increasing the demand for properties in Isiokpo, then I will tell you for free that there is a problem. But then let me bring to your notice that Wigwe University is just one out of the many factors that is driving the demand for properties in Isiokpo. In case you don't know, Isiokpo is just 5 minutes away from Omowa, where we have the Portharcourt International Airport. Secondly, Isiokpo is the capital of Ikwerre local government, and thirdly, properties in Isiokpo are still relatively affordable. Indeed, Wigwe University contributed majorly to the increase in the demand for properties in Isiokpo, but to put it in a better perspective, I would say that it complemented other factors that have been there all this while. Now let's go back to our question. Will the death of Dr. Herbert Wigwe affect the demand for properties in Isiokpo? I think the better question we should be asking is, will the death of Dr. Herbert Wigwe affect the accomplishment of the vision of Wigwe University? And if you should ask me, I will say that I don't see that happening, because I know that everything must have been well planned even after its demise. It's like saying that Wigwe University is going to be like a failed project because of the demise of the founder, because he died alongside with the wife and the first son who would have continued with the vision. But then I don't see that happening. But let me conclude by saying that anything that affects the university affects the demand for properties in Isiokpo, because Wigwe University have gone a long way to increasing the demand for properties in that location. So anything that affects the university is going to affect the demand for property in that location. If the death of Mr. Herbert Wigwe affects the success of that university, then the debt will also in one way or the other affect the demand for properties in that location. But like I said earlier, Wigwe University is not the only factor that is driving the demand for properties in Isiokpo, and because it is not the only factor, it is not going to be well affected. But have it at the back of your mind that anything that affects the university will affect the demand for property in that location. If that university is a success, it is going to increase the demand for properties in Isiokpo. And if that university did not make it, it is going to in so many ways affect the demand for properties in Isiokpo. So that is my own opinion about whether the death of Mr. Herbert Wigwe is going to affect the demand for properties in Isiokpo. If you have gotten value from this video, I would like to be getting important real estate content like this in the future. Please make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Click on the bell notification so you'll be notified when we post important content like this, and also make sure you give this video a thumbs up so that the YouTube algorithm can recommend it to more persons so they can get the value that you have just got. Till I come your way next time, my name is Kristas Properties.